Well, hello and welcome to another Tyrrell's Classic Workshop. And there's been so much going on in the workshop, we've decided to do another Ketchup catch-up video. And as ever, Craig, our superstar internet breaking sensation, is here, and quite right too. Craig,
Hi.
you've been. We have some bits and pieces in front of us here. This looks like something. This looks like war surplus to me, but
Yeah.
it's off the Old English White, aka light cream, Jaguar E-Type that we've been restoring. Which, if we go back a long time, that was on a spit in the other room, and we've replaced, I think, 70% of the metal on that.
Yes.
We bought a kit from one of the better Jaguar trim suppliers. There are 2 or 3 companies that specialise in it. They're not paying us enough, so we're not going to plug them. This is one of the starts.
Yes.
And this is the header rail.
Yes, yeah.
You built up the interior on the
Yes.
E-Type largely.
So we're getting to the end now, really. I need to trim that first, and that is trimmed the opposite side of so that you see that colour.
This colour
There,
here.
yes. So if that's so that's the top of the hood.
Yes.
So if you're inside the car, you're seeing this. So that has to match that. So you trim it the other way round, so it looks cream. The same, yeah. So it's the same colour as the underneath.
Of course it is.
So okay.
I knew
so
that.
yeah. So of course that's trimmed, and then we connect that to the mechanism,
Yes.
and then we fit the mechanism, and then we
Right.
trim. We can put the hood on then, but that needs to be trimmed first.
Okay.
You
And
see
we've,
what I mean?
we've sprayed up the hood frame.
Yes, we
haven't
have, yeah,
Blasted
yeah.
that
Yes,
off.
yeah.
I mean, this is. It's a bit.
I know. Before I do it, I'm gonna, it's you almost want to put the hood on to feel if you can feel anything underneath.
Yes,
You
yes.
don't want it looking like a
It's all about the
lunar
undulations.
Yes, yeah, a lunar landscape
These
underneath. Yeah.
undulations get everywhere.
Yes,
don't they?
yeah.
So, I mean, this is wood of some
Yes.
description. It's not plywood, is it?
No, but that's the original wood.
Birch, possibly.
Yes, yeah.
And this is the hood envelope. So when
Yes.
you lower the hood on the car, you clip this over the top to cover it up.
Yeah.
And this, of course,
There's the hood. It's a
the
nice
soft
colour.
top itself. And this is mohair, isn't it? Now, originally they were vinyl, weren't they?
Yeah, I think the one that came off it was vinyl as well. Yes,
Yes.
but it was a different colour as well. Yes.
Of
So,
course,
yeah.
yes. But this is mohair, which is a lot of people choose these days, actually.
Yeah, it looks really nice, doesn't it? And
It
sort of
does.
luxurious, I should say. Yeah.
Yes,
So,
and the rear
and
windows
yeah.
stitched in. Not a solid glass rear window,
No.
so that it can fold
Yeah.
into the back of the car. Beautiful. So this is going to take shape. We're sort of trying to get this car finished as quickly as is humanly possible now, so that the owner can enjoy some of the summer with it. And the interior is largely done.
Yeah, it's the little bits now. It's getting stuff to, you know what it's like, getting stuff to fit really properly
Yes.
and nice,
Yes.
really, without it being sort of thrown in.
Yes.
You're always positioning everything now when it
exactly.
comes to the end. Yeah.
We've been on with the blue Espada, which came in as a shell about a few weeks ago. And we turned that back into a car. You've made a headlining from scratch for it
Yes.
in record time. I think the only bit that came with it was the actual rods that hold the head.
No, the rods weren't there as well. We had to
really?
make the rods as well.
Seriously?
So yeah, so we had the rods off yours, and we used those as a template.
Right.
Yeah.
So the rods,
yes.
the rods go across. The headlining is made up in sections, and it's sort of sewn around the rods.
Yes.
And then the rods clip
There's like
in.
a
on it.
loop. Yes,
Yes.
underneath. Yeah,
Yeah.
underneath the headlining, which keeps it in place. So just getting that profile is easier. So even if you've got even if we had when we had yours on the table, still trying to get that profile, it only has to be slightly out, and it starts to go dink. When
Right.
you're tensioning it up
Of
from
course.
either the front or the back, it always just wants to go bang. Like that, yeah. So and spin around, yeah.
I mean, it's tremendous skill, really, tremendous. Okay, so the Espada is finished. We've refitted the carpets. We retrimmed it here. Your predecessor here
Yes, you did.
did a lovely retrim on that.
Yes, yeah.
About 20 years ago, I think.
Most probably, yeah.
But we've managed to. The interior's gone again. It's looking fabulous, really. We're going to talk with Corey in a moment about a couple of things that have happened on that. And we have just been tidying up. We've been doing some final fettling on the Lamborghini, nearly said Ferrari then, wash my mouth out, the Lamborghini 350 GT.
Yeah.
And what have you done on that?
Well, today and yesterday we were just tidying it up and tidying some of the, because when it came in, the seats and the carpets had already been trimmed. So I did the dash and the headlining, and if I remember rightly, I took the old binding off and I rebound the carpets because they were a bit scrappy.
Yeah.
But other than that, it looks great. It's yeah.
Yeah, I mean that interior will go again. It's quite an old interior.
Oh yes, it is. Yeah, but it looks really nice. Doesn't it? Yes,
you redid the headlining, you rebound the original carpets, which have come up beautifully, and you retrimmed the dashboard, as you say, in that beautiful like Napa leather.
Yeah, yes.
Absolutely gorgeous. And you've been even sorting out the fur flex, as it's called, around the door apertures to make that sit properly.
Yeah. So
it's just last minute detailing before the car's going to the Goodwood Festival of Speed tomorrow. As people are watching this, the Festival of Speed will just have come to a close on Sunday, and we'll know whether the Lamborghini has won an award or not in the Cartier Style et Luxe Concours in front of Goodwood House. So, but either way, your handiwork is going to be displayed before the world, which is wonderful. I think I say that's all you've been up to. You know, it doesn't sound like very much, does it? No. But it is. It's a lot.
Yeah. The Espada actually has took a long time. Yes, yeah.
And the mouse hair, we found a furniture stain because we were under pressure, time and to a certain extent cost-wise.
Yes.
We've actually found a furniture stain because the mouse hair wasn't faded too badly.
Yeah, it was. I think it was done in Alcantara on that, it just faded. It looked green, didn't it?
Yes.
And we've sort of taken it up a few notches. Yeah, and it looks so much better.
So considering the time we've had and the cost we've had, I think we've done very well, actually. A very good team effort.
Yeah.
I think almost everybody's worked on that car over the last few weeks. Most of it at the same time. Yeah. Crawling all over it. But Craig, as ever, thank you very much.
Thank you.
We'll look forward to seeing the E-Type all finished. Thank you.
Thank you.
We move on to a bit of 21st century technology, which I have sort of shied away from. But I'm now very firmly bought into, and that is 3D printing. So tell us about these event. This is the demist event out of this car for the dashboard.
Yep.
This is a Series 3 Espada. Over to you.
Yes, so the dashboard on this was missing 2 of the vents, wasn't it? The demist events. And to get them second-hand, which you can be quite difficult and quite
ridiculously expensive.
Yep. Yes. So I have a good friend called James who runs his own company, which is Beddoes 3D, and he does a lot of 3D printing.
Free plug there.
Free plug. He is good. And I asked him if he could copy one of the original vents that we had, and they come in 3 sections, these vents. Obviously the centre section needs to move. So I left James with the original copy, and about a week and a half later he came back to me with the prototype, which we only tweaked ever so slightly. But the outcome, as you can see, is pretty remarkable, spectacular. It's quite a complex piece, this, and it was far more competitive than we would have had to pay second-hand on the market.
Absolutely.
And, you know, they're not 50 years old, they're not brittle anymore. And he's printed these out of a material that he said was called ASA, which is good for printing, fairly flexible, and it's good at, it's resistant to UV and heat.
Right.
Being positioned where it is in the windscreen.
Got you, yes.
It means that it will last an awful long time. So, I think he's done a fabulous job, and any tweaks that I needed, he just was on it straight away. And that's the end result, as you can see.
Yeah, I mean, it is. It's a work of art. That and this, as you say, that you can position the vents. There's the little bit for your finger. Yep. You can position them whatever direction you want, whether it be for cold air to the face or to demist. Very clever, and that just it feels lovely. Feels beautifully precise.
And on the back, originally it had like you push the centerpiece through and a plastic cone, if you like, splayed through, so you couldn't pull that piece back out, but it also meant it was fixed
Right.
how it felt, you know, whereas now he's redesigned it, so he's put a threaded screw in there basically, and you can set that screw to whatever preload you want. So if you want the vent to turn a bit easier or a bit firmer, you can just tweak that screw.
Right.
And it makes it easier to separate the product. The old one, trying to split it, took me 15, 20 minutes because it was so delicate.
The precision person in me loves the fact, okay, so only at Iain Tyrrell Classic Cars can you have adjustable
Dashboard vents,
dashboard vents for resistance and feel.
Yeah.
Quite unbelievable. So yeah, I think it just feels a little heavy. We need to just back it off a quarter of a turn.
Yeah.
So please put that on the job card, will you? That is amazing. We've got the interior in this. It's looking amazing.
Yep.
Ryan's done a lovely job of the paintwork. Tahiti blue, which is one of the most fabulous Lamborghini colours of the 1970s. That is stupendous. I mean, it just shows the benefit of 3D printing in the classic car world is opening up all sorts of possibilities, really.
Yeah, it's going to come in more useful, I think, because, you know, there are a lot of more brittle plastic components on these cars that we come across, and you know, if we can print something that complex, the more simplistic stuff like some of the switches for the, you know, the rockers for the windows, they always pop out, and they can't be repaired. Well, now we obviously can, can't we?
Brilliant.
So it's good. Yeah.
Fantastic. Thanks, Corey.
Thank you. Cheers.
Well, I sort of sneakily put this in the last video, seeing if people were interested or not, because this was a mid-priced car, I would describe it as, low to mid-priced car of its era. But all of a sudden, these are very old. This is a 25-year-old Audi TT. How did that happen? Crept up on me, that one. And it came in a sentimental value because a friend has unexpectedly passed away, and we sort of agreed that I would have this car. And it came in filthy, filthy dirty. It's been lying around in a very sorry state for quite a while. And Seb, our work experience person, our trainee who's here at the moment, he said, let me have a go at cleaning that. So we let him loose on it. Looks amazing. The soft top, the way that's come up, it's just, it's going to have a new lease of life, this car. We're going to just go through it mechanically and electrically. The instrument panel seems to sometimes have a mind of its own and sometimes work properly. I'm guessing that's a dry joint, as it's called in electrics, a tiny circuit that's broken down or something. The thing is, they made so many of these that a lot of the problems are actually accessible online. A lot of the cars we do here, we don't have that luxury. It is all about, you know, I don't know how many, we've probably got well over 100 years of skill. Actually, it is well over 100 years of skill and experience collectively in the workshop here. And that we have to bring that into play with a problem on an Italian V12 or whatever it is, an obscure car, 1930s Mercedes, whatever it happens to be. But with this, it's a different matter. It's all accessible on the internet. The wiper motor is a weak link, apparently, on the TTs. I didn't know that, but so we're just obtaining somebody's taken the wiper mechanism off this because the motor, as I say, is apparently barely up to the job. So we're going to get a new wiper mechanism for it, or a second-hand one. There's lots of things to be done, but it's really encouraging because it's cleaned up so beautifully. I love this green metallic. It's very similar to a BMW colour that I loved in the 90s called Boston Green Metallic. This is slightly lighter. But it's got this spoiler which all Audi TTs came with, apart from the very first few. Audi had real problems with these cars when they first came out. High-speed stability on the Autobahn was a problem, and all of a sudden they would go into a spin with consequently disastrous results because the aerodynamics at the back of the car weren't right. So they had to resort to putting this spoiler on. They made something called ESP, electronic stability program, nothing to do with extrasensory perception. They had to fit that to the car's standard. But the remarkable thing is, I'm thinking of the Mercedes-Benz A-Class that came out around about the late 90s, just a few years before this. They failed the elk test. One of them actually fell on its side when they were doing a slalom. You know, this was a major crisis, really, at the time. It was publicised, you know, there were fatalities because of this, if my memory serves me correctly. Hats off to Audi and Mercedes-Benz, because Mercedes with the elk test and Audi with the earlier TT stability problems, they actually, you never hear about it now. They masterfully covered them up and just moved on. I can't help feeling if that had been a British car manufacturer that had done that, people would be wiping the floor with them relentlessly, saying, yeah, typical Britain, can't produce good cars, etc. I have to take my hat off to their risk containment. Really amazing, very unusual. But anyway, there we are. This has got the baseball interior, which I also love. I've always admired the TT baseball interior, never really given them a second thought. But I think there's life in this car. I think I'm going to enjoy just tinkering and bringing it back to life. So that's the Audi TT. Looking lovely. We just need to get it working properly now. Well, this car has featured in last week's video as well, or the week before's. This is the 6th ever production Lamborghini, the A350 GT. We've had Dan in detailing this car. He is as obsessive about detailing as we are about everything else. So he's been doing that to this wonderful paintwork, and the car is coming up absolutely magnificently. When we did the restoration on this, it's all new aluminium from here down. This was all hand fabricated new sheet alloy to cover the framework, the body. We noticed that the seatbelt mountings down here were literally just a hole drilled in a piece of tin plate on the floor. If the owner had had an accident in this, or his kids or grandkids or whoever, the seatbelts would have offered no protection whatsoever. And it's something that is crucial on classic cars and very often overlooked, is actual safety. Safety is not a word that's mentioned in classic car circles particularly. The gap between modern technology, passive safety, active safety, broadens between cars of this era. It's important to make as many, it's a bit of a dull subject, as I say, it's not something people want to particularly talk about, but we try to make cars as safe as they can possibly be as well. Going back to the 70s and 80s, I remember people restoring E-Types, restoring them with paper mache and newspaper in the sills and all sorts of stuff like that. And the thing's just waiting to break in half. Yeah, seatbelt mountings, big thing on classic cars, because this didn't have seatbelts originally. I think it was 1968 that they were legalised in the UK. So having to find proper sturdy mountings for things like this is actually a challenge, and sometimes requires more work than you might imagine. So this car is leaving later on tonight for the Goodwood Festival of Speed, the Cartier lawn in front of Goodwood House. Let's see how it gets on. I'm really quite excited about it, actually. So thank you. Please remember to subscribe. It does make a difference. And thanks for watching, and we'll be back with something else very soon.